Amazon has been a great income earner for affiliates for many years, but changes to a variety of factors such as SEO and the habits of your typical web surfer have made it a much different environment than it was a few years ago. It was once possible to create a micro niche sites that focus on a very specific niche subject or even one single product and make very good money. Google seemed to love those micro niche sites, and it was very easy to rank them and make a lot of money quickly. But times change. People at Google apparently decided that they wanted that most microsite niche was spam, which was mostly true, and decided it wanted to rank sites that had a huge amount of quality content instead. It destroyed a lot of businesses, and domains began expiring life and array because they lost their rankings and were no longer profitable. With all these changes making old methods difficult, if not nearly impossible, is it still possible to make money as an Amazon affiliate? The answer is a resounding yes. The methods might be different, but it certainly is possible to earn very good money as an Amazon affiliate, and you're going to learn how in this course. So let's begin.
The first thing you need to do is to toss out your old notion of micro niche sites. These sites are a lot harder to make profitable, and it requires a lot more marketing and promotion. It's simply not feasible. Google doesn't like a tiny website because tiny websites are generally nothing but spam. For this reason, it's incredibly difficult to run the thin website, meaning the original purpose of microsites niche site to bring a large amount of traffic to promote just one or two affiliate products. It's pretty much dead unless you're willing to put in a ton of time and effort into other marketing methods. Instead, it's important to focus on wider niches because if you're going to put so much effort into promotion, you might as well have a lot more products that you can potentially sell. Another thing that is practical dead is a review site. Review site just is not going to rank in Google, and most people just go to Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, Target, or some other major retailers to find the reviews. People online are more savvy than ever, and they have learned that the average review site is nothing more than a thinly veiled affiliate site. Why review sites can work, it's just so much harder than it once was. You can no longer easily rank these sites, and they require a lot more promotion. And since people no longer trust them like they once did, they really are not profitable. Fortunately, there are better ways. It does not involve including thin affiliate sites with little to no original content, focusing on single product or narrow niches, spamming Google or other search engines, registering dozens of domains or more, intense keyword research, paid advertising. This method is actually easier and more fun than the old method and requires less financial investment than the old micro niche method because you only need one domain or maybe a handful instead of dozens, hundreds of thousands. So you can focus on broader niche, which will attract Google's traffic and getting traffic from other sources. In fact, that is actually the type of method Google prefers because you're creating real website with real content and real benefits to your visitors. Alright, the first thing you need to do is to choose a niche to focus. The method is so much easier than the micro niche method because it doesn't involve hours upon hours of researching product, affiliate network, or keyword tools. You just pick a niche and go. Okay, so it does revolve some research, but the research is faster and easier using this method. And using a few free tools, you can complete it in an hour or less in most cases. The first thing to do is to figure out a niche that has a voracious buyers, but not a ton of competition. This is the toughest part, but because most marketers with voracious buyers are insanely competitive. Some competition is good, but too much competition makes your job much harder. Golf, for example, is a popular niche for internet marketers to get into. This is especially true for beginners. Yes, golfers do tend to have excess income to spend. They do tend to spend a good chunk of that excess income on their hobbies. But because pretty much everyone knows this, competition is ridiculous. There are just too many established golf websites for the average marketers to compete. Is it possible to compete? Absolutely. But unless you are extremely good at marketing and or have a huge budget for advertising and content creation, you're not likely to make a whole lot of headway in this niche. It's just far too oversaturated. A great deal is focused on the broad interest group rather than a more competitive niche. Take a look at DIYready.com. For example, they have a niche DIY, but it's broad enough that they have a huge number of topics they can focus on within the DIY spectrum, which also gives them a broader range of products they can promote. Because there are so many individual topics under the DIY umbrella, virtually anyone can compete in this particular niche. People who enjoy this type of content typically frequently modify DIY websites, and those users are easy to access because they are prevalent on Pinterest and other social websites. This is the type of niche you should try to locate. You want something broad but not too broad, with voracious buyers and fans that are easy to locate. Some examples include DIY, craft, home improvement, gardening, prepping, survival outdoor skill, model building, cars, ships, airplanes, voracious careers, paths, specific breeds or types. The great thing about this method is that if you discover one aspect of particular niche isn't working for you, it's easy to switch to another one as long as you get a domain that covers the whole broad niche. For example, if you decide to market to model builder and want to focus on model cars, you might just want to register a domain like modelbuilders.com instead of modelcarbuilder.com, so you can branch out into the planes and ships later. I'm sure those domains are taken. I'm just using them as a basic example. Worst case scenario, if you create a large amount of custom content in your niche, it doesn't pan out the way you hope. You should sell the website or article to someone else in the niche to recoup some of the costs you incurred and probably make a good profit. Once you've chosen a niche, brought a fairly broad domain, it's time to move on. I'm going to recommend the use of WordPress to build a site, simply because it's easy, quick, and has pretty decent built-in SEO, and has tons of customization options available for appearance, security, functionality. I'm not going to give you a step-by-step guide building a site with WordPress because there's thousands of those online already. Just search Google or YouTube, or if you need a tutorial on how to build a site with WordPress. It's a lot easier than you probably think. You will need the following. You need a domain name purchased through a Namecheap or other registrar, hosting purchased through Namecheap, HostGator, or other, WordPress free and easy installation, often included in hosting, a WordPress theme, free or paid. Once you have a basic website built, all you have to do is to start adding content. You can create this content yourself or hire someone to do it just for you. Just make sure the content is well written, grammatically correct, and interesting, because Google has become a lot more strict about quality of the content and indexes. We will talk more about the content creation in the next lecture, so let's move on. The content on your site is probably the single most important element of the system for many reasons, because you won't be focusing solely on getting traffic from Google and sending that traffic straight off to an Amazon product. The content on your site must attract the right type of traffic and grab and keep their attention and interest. We're going to take a look at a few different factors regarding the content on your site. Content quality. The quality of the content on your site will have a lot to do with the success, more so than ever before. Not only are web surfers more in tune with those quality content should be like, but Google also uses quality as a ranking factor. Google does check the overall content on your site to ensure it's relatively free of typo and errors, so it's important to make sure your content is well written. In addition to this, Google also pays attention to the average length of time a visitor spends on your site, and whether or not they visit other pages. of your sites. This is known as a bounce rate. If you have a high bounce rate, it means people are leaving your site without looking at any other pages, which Google takes to mean your content isn't what people are looking for. This will hurt your rankings. Google wants to see the average user staying on your site for a good length of time, as well as visiting other pages. Make sure your content qualifies support this. Keep in mind that viral content like videos and photo slideshows, along with interactive content like quizzes and surveys, are more likely to go viral, bringing a lot of traffic, as well as getting people to spend more time on your site. Make sure you include every relevant image in your article too. Images are vitally important these days. Not only do they make your article more interesting to visitors, but they provide a great way to let people share your content on social media and bring you more traffic. If you don't include relevant image, you won't see anything show up on social media, or you will see only your site's logo or background, which could be worse than having no image at all. Content length. The length of your content goes hand in hand with the quality, at least in the eyes of Google. While it has been proven that average surfer these days has a very short attention span, Google seems to think very, very long content is quality, and the short content is not. It used to be that putting up 10, 100, 50 word article will bring in far more traffic than putting in one 1500 word article. But these days are gone. These days, content should be long. The longer, the better. Not only that, but Google seems to favor content that is actually updated on occasions, meaning it's better to add a bit of content to an older article than to create a new one, at least once your site already has a good amount of content on it. Generally, articles should be at least 500 words and up to 3,000, perhaps longer in some cases. It's even better. Who knows why Google seems to be so adamant about longer content considering declining attention spans, but as it is, length matters. Content variety. Another important factor is making sure you create a variety of content, including various forms of media such as videos, slideshows, and even downloads. You don't actually have to create video yourself. You can just embed other people's videos in your page. But if you can create your own, it will help you get additional traffic from places like YouTube and Facebook. Having a variety of posts on your site will help you get more traffic and make your site more interesting. So try to include some different types of content for variety. Aim for having at least 10 posts on your site before you attempt any type of promotion or add any affiliate links. This will help you rank in Google, as well as giving visitors additional content to visit, hopefully lowering your bounce rate. Once your site is up and populated with a few articles, you can start adding some affiliate links. But remember, you can't treat this the same way you might have those micro niche sites that were so popular a few years ago. It takes finesse. Don't put affiliate links in every single article. Don't use banners on your site unless you're using a PPC and ad network for actual income. Banners don't just work anymore. Instead, you should create posts that are solely meant to promote a particular product without making it seem like you're promoting the product. Basically, this means demonstrating this user product in some way without making your post seem like nothing but an ad. For example, let's say you want to sell some really cool kitchen gadget. You can make a video of yourself preparing some dishes that use a gadget to show you just how cool it really is. Alternatively, you could embed someone else's video and just talk about how cool it is in your article. Then you could provide an affiliate link to the product at the end of an article. Do not use banners or anything like that because you don't want to seem too promotional. But at the same time, don't hide that you're using affiliate links because it's against Amazon's terms. Could also upsell your visitors. I would recommend a promote to affiliate product in maybe 1 to 5 posts or 1 to 10. I know this seems like you don't make much money, but if you're promoting affiliate links more often than that, people will become blind to them and think you're all about money rather than user experience. In the long run, you will make more money with fewer ads because more people will visit your sites, often in anticipation of new content. Make sure you find the best of the best when you come to the product you promote. If possible, test each item yourself so you can be sure it really works. An added bonus to testing it yourself is the ability to post your own picture and or videos, which will help you seem more authentic in its promotion, thus increasing sales. Also, be sure to promote products in a wide range of prices. If you're only promoting product over $100, people will grow tired of it. Not everyone can afford to splurge on expensive items often. Be sure you throw the occasional $5 item into the mix. You can even say, I can't believe how inexpensive this is. And don't worry about the minuscule commission you will receive when you promote a $5 item. Many people will end up ordering more than just $5 commission, and you will make money on whatever else they purchase too. Perhaps the most important and most difficult part of this process is finding traffic. But even that isn't particularly difficult once you understand the various social media outlets and how they work. It's actually easier than ever before to get traffic to website. It's a good idea to have a presence on all of the most prominent social sites, including YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. If you're not very familiar with the social media, it's time to change that. If you're going to be successful online these days, social media is an absolute must unless you're willing and able to shell out big money on paid ads. Plus, the most effective paid ads these days tend to be on the social networks anyway. Either way, you need to get familiar with all the major networks. If you want to get started learning how to use social media for effective website promotion, you can check out my other courses. These sites has a ton of articles and tutorials to help you get started on social media. If you spend a couple days on this site, you will learn the basics of all the major social media platforms on no time. Don't want to jump into too many new sites at once. If you only want to get started on a handful of sites first, that's okay. And that's really 3 sites you must focus on in the beginning. Facebook, this is a gloria of the social media. It's important to get a fan page created for your website ASAP. Pinterest, there's not many sites that can bring more traffic than Pinterest, especially if you use it correctly. Post often, post relevant content that is likely to be repeated a lot, and follow as many accounts relevant to your niche as you can. Instagram, you may have been expecting Twitter to be the 3rd site, but I've actually found Instagram a lot more effective than Twitter. There's no secret in Instagram, really. Just follow relevant users, like and comment on their content, and post a great image on a regular basis with relevant hashtags. It's easy. Twitter is probably the next one you should focus on, followed by YouTube and then the others like Snapchat. Be careful to grow your social media at a natural rate. If you follow too many people, make too many comments too quickly, you could get banned. Alright, I know it's tempting to hold on to those old methods of making micro niche sites that focus on a single product or a single niche product, but those days are over, at least as far as making nearly hands-off income. Google isn't ranking tiny websites well anymore, and making a micro niche website requires so much promotion through social media and or paid traffic that it's no longer profitable to create them. These days, it's all about creating niche sites that are broader in coverage, creating killer content that keeps people coming back, build a solid base, promoting a wide variety of products, seeing that broader niche. This method does require more work overall, than building micro niche website that you could set and forget. Instead of creating website, getting a few backlinks and letting it run on its own once Google rankings kick in. It requires an ongoing commitment to keep creating new content, updating old content, and promoting on social medias. However, the rewards are also much greater. Instead of making $3 to $10 per website each month and needing to keep 100 of domain names each year to make good money, you only need a handful of domains and even one. If you're willing to put in the time and effort it takes, it can make huge money with Amazon. So good luck with your Amazon affiliate business, and you should focus and you should subscribe to my next course. Thank you. Hey guys. In this video, in this bonus lecture, I want to share you on my thought on the affiliate marketing strategy and how to start affiliate marketing business on Amazon. And you can also start your affiliate business on other platforms. But so far, if you are selling the physical product, right, Amazon is the best product platform you should choose, right? So another word to say, when I grew up, people would not admire people who work on the job like engineering or technology. The most people the job that most people like is those affiliate marketing or sales job. That means people want to instead of building their product and spending the hard hours doing the coding, engineering, research, people want to sell someone else's product and realize a profit, right? And that's how things work out. It certainly is okay if you want to create your own product and sell it. That way you can realize a maximize profit, right? But let's face it, everyone has a limited energy, right? If you are so good on creating the product, you focus on your time, energy on creating the product, you probably will not have enough time to focus on something else like selling, or most importantly, realize your profit and promoting your product to the market, right? And in that, probably you will end up like creating some products that will never sell. I see people do this all the time. They are so good at creating things, doing things, and making the product, but instead they do not know how to market it. And in fact, they don't care about people. They don't care about the customer. They just want to focus on their product and focus on the process to create your product. And that's a lot of people want to do. But that's not a strategy if you want to start a serious business. A serious business is all about helping your customers, right? You make money or earn some creative values by helping your customers. If you're not helping anybody, you're just focusing on your product, not connecting with your customers, you create no value, so you earn no income theoretically, right? Unless you have such a wonderful product that no one else can create, that's another case. But for most of people, you would not be able to do that. You probably just create one kind of product or service that's similar to someone else, or you have some advantage, but not, just absolutely strong advantage over other customers or other competitors to your products, right? So if you are focusing, if you have a limited energy and you don't want to spend the time on creating and researching and the product, the thing you want to do is you want to sell other people's product in the traditional ways. You want to become a door-to-door salesman, right? You can go to some other people and let them know you have a product to offer and persuade them that the value from your product and understand their demand and their needs for what kind of for the product you can fulfill, right? And fulfill their need, and you can sell your product. And it's also another business about networking, that you want to network with people to get people to like you, and so that they can make their buying decision from you, right? That's the old way of doing business on the traditional world, on the traditional sales job, right? It's kind of obsolete right now, but given the internet era of all the internet salesmen, and also with the COVID-19, people do not go out to see people, right? So the sales or the internet marketing you're doing, everything is online, either via face-to-face communication through a video or through a webinar or through a video conference, right? To see people and to actually talk to them, communicate to them, introduce them to your product or service, right? Or you can run a marketing campaign. Mostly you either run a paid ads on Google or Facebook, the most internet traffic sites, or you can do some free traffic, right? Like you can use Facebook groups, or if you have an email list, you can definitely reach out to them, right? So things change in the internet eras, right? So we don't want to do the traditional sales jobs anymore, right? Even though you're selling other people's products, but what didn't change is people still want to see your product and they want to understand the value. So the same theory behind the traditional sales job still is valid, right? On Amazon is such a wonderful platform that it's such a huge marketplace. It itself has a huge selling power to all its customers, and people trust them. When people trust one marketplace, they literally buy anything from that when they see it and think it's useful for them because they trust it. They know even the product may not work as they expected, they can get a return, right? Or the product quality should be validated by Amazon first, right? So if you want to start a business or become the internet salesman, I would definitely suggest you to start from Amazon, because Amazon has so many products to offer and it has so many values you can add to your customers, right? But on the other side, you have the product marketplace, right, to fulfill your order once you have an order from your customer. The most important thing to most people is, right, you don't have a lot of traffic. You don't know a lot of people, or you cannot convince a lot of people. First of all, you have to know a lot of people, right? That means that's what we call the traffic in the internet marketing, right? You want to reach out a lot of people, and you want to know a lot of people. You want to make them like you. You want to make them want to buy your product, right? But first of all, you need to have the traffic. You need to have the network to know a lot of people. And how do we do this in the internet business? Most likely, people will just run some ads, right? If you have an email list or you have a strong follower on your social network account, then you can definitely promote to your followers or your email list, right? If you don't, the first thing you want to do is you want to create some followers or creating your list or let people to see your product or advertisings, right? How do you do that? As I said, you have a few ways to do it. You can either run a free ads to do this, or you can use a paid ads, right? The key here is you want to go to the most traffic sites like Google, Facebook, YouTube, right? And depends on where your customer is. If you're selling some certain niche or product, you want to go to the certain niche of the network or website, right? And or you can follow a certain niche of social network account, right? They are specializing in one niche. You want to check out all their followers and know what they want and know how to interact with each other, right? You want to engage them. You want to let them know, right? And to those free ads methods, like you can run a Facebook group, or you can use some influencers. The influencer is not necessarily free, right? But if you use those free advertising methods, you probably will do a lot of work, right? If you don't have no money but you have time and you don't mind to work a lot on promoting your sites, you can definitely do it by getting the free internet measures, which in this course we talk about a lot, right? Otherwise, you have some money to spend, but you want to limit the budget, right? And you can start with some paid advertisement, like you can run your ads on Facebook or on Google or on YouTube. In nowadays in 2020, right, almost 2021, I found out that video marketing is actually very effective, because people not in the old days, they kind of read a blog blog post and read some article and make their buy decision, right? Not in the old days, like they see a very beautiful picture of their product and they make their buy decisions. If they see a video, they see a full demonstration with text, with image, with motion pictures, with sound, and with your product, they can see like in their face, in front of their face, right? And that's the content that people want to see. If you can create good content, good advertising for your product, and you can launch it in your social network and let people get to see it and let the people to fall in love with that product, you can definitely succeed in this field. So if another good thing about being affiliate is if you can very strong on running those ads and driving the traffic to your product page, right? And you can definitely use the same skill to other product as well. That means that you don't have to own one product. You just need to how to drive traffic and need to how to convert. Conversion is another very important aspect on running affiliate business, right? Even though you have a lot of traffic, when they come to your site from Google or from Facebook, that's the battlefield. You want to convince them this is the product they should buy instead of somewhere else. They could go to Amazon to buy directly, or they could go to other competitors, other affiliates to buy it. You want to convince them this is the best thing you want to do. So here on your own web page, which is what we call the landing page, is your battlefield. After you drive the traffic from those big networks, right? You want to have a full sales page to show them that this is the product they need and this is the product they could get and this is a good bargain they should get, and all those things matters. So conversion is also a very important topic. I think I cover a lot in this course, but I have another conversion course coming next, and I will give you a full preview for that if you sign up for another course. So I hope you definitely learn a lot from the affiliate business, and I hope you can become very successful with starting your own affiliate business and start to make money. And the better thing about the affiliate is you don't have to focus on one product. You can try different products, but you can apply the same method of driving the traffic and also running the conversion optimizations, right? And yeah, so I hope you learned a lot from this bonus lecture, and I will see you for my next course. Thank you and have a great day.